Welcome everybody. I'm Mike Metherell for Traders Hideout. We're running a little bit late, so I'm sorry about that. We had some technical issues. So let's get going. Just a quick review over the trades we placed at the last session. If you remember, I was doubling up twice on the euro dollar. The initial trade was very tight TPSL, and we lost 5.9 pips on that one, and it was around $11, $12. And then we doubled up one time, and it was a tight stop loss as well, so we lost $3 on that. But then we doubled up again. You can see the upper trade. We doubled up. You can see the first one was 10,000 units, second one was 20,000 units, and then we did 40,000 units. So we doubled up twice. Okay, same direction. We did a sell, and a sell. And the second double up panned out. So not only did we gain the losses, but we actually made a nice profit. Okay. So that's I will make a video on doubling up because it's really powerful. You can't always double up. You need to have the proper timing. This is part of the scalping that you need to know and how to apply it. So you should sign up for the lessons. Just add me on Google Plus. Simply put plus Mike Metherell, and you'll be welcome to join all the lessons. So that's what we had last session. So overall, last session we're actually in profit. We did pretty well, and all the positions closed up. So let's keep moving, and we're gonna go fairly quickly here. We'll cover a fair bit because we're just around the corner of the morning for the Asian market. Let's bring up the 1 hour chart. We're gonna start probably seeing some movements towards the Asians, favoring the Asians. We got a bottom here. This is euro dollar. We got a fairly strong support here around 23 pips off, and resistance 24 pips off. Let's bring out 4 hour chart and see if we can make up. This might be good for range trading right now. Might be able to catch it both ways. And it's towards the end of the day here on in Eastern time. So the markets don't have much time yet, but well, not much time, but we'll see. Notice there's a pretty strong support here. And that's what we made our money. We actually made our money on this drop right here. Okay, that was our drop. So we could be looking right now for an upward movement of around 30 or 40 pips, and we could do a hedge and probably play both because that support line is pretty strong, and it is a 4 hour chart. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm actually going to buy this right now for a scalp, I think. Let's go back to our 15 minutes. Okay, my aim is not necessarily to do a scalp, but if I do one, then I know that it has the chance of becoming an intraday trade. So if I was to do a buy right now, I could be looking for around 15 pips or so, and on the downside, I could be looking for around 23 pips. So one of the things that you could do if you're not a U.S. trader, because U.S. traders are not allowed to actually place a hedge on that same instrument, what we would do is, as a U.S. trader, you want to figure out which way you'd want to go, depending on the time frame that you're trading. Okay, I'm actually going to create a hedge. I'm going to try to get both sides of the trade. So I'm going to go and start with a sell. And the reason I'm starting with the sell is because we did have an up in the last few seconds. So I'm going to create a sell, not a big order, 10,000. Okay, and I'm only going for 30 pips. I might close it in the middle. Okay, when you do hedge, the do not close the positions does not really apply because you need to know how to do hedge while you scalp. That's really powerful stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do a submit plus on that. Okay, and here's our order, and I'm just going to click on that sell and become a buy order, and I'm going to do the same, looking for the 30 pips on the upside. Okay, so right now we got a hedge going, but this is a hedge scalp. So hopefully by the end of this session we'll be able to close one of these sides at a profit and let the other side try to start to pick up. Now remember, because we're in a 2-to-1 TPSL, we have only about 15 pips that we could play with. So you do need to manage your risk while you do the scalping. Okay, scalping is not for everyone. Make sure you watch Trading 101, where I talk about scalping and hedging, because it is definitely very powerful, but it is not for everybody. Okay, and you really do need to know what you're doing. If you're just starting out, I don't recommend you start scalping. That's why when I place trades, I also place them for intraday, knowing that the scalp may not work. Okay, and this actual portfolio is actually for intraday trading, but I don't really do too much scalping on this. All right, so that was the euro dollar. Let's bring up the Aussie dollar, AUD USD. For those of you on YouTube and you have any requests for analysis to see if there is buy and sell opportunities, feel free to type in on the live comment box on YouTube, and I'll be sure to have a look at those, analyze them, and we can see if we can come up with some signals for buy and sell. Okay, so Aussie dollar, we're going to bring up on the 1 hour chart. Remember, the Asian market is about to open up. So what would we be looking for probably is something to strengthen, to favor the actual Aussie. So we could look for a buy. There's not too much room in here unless we'd be seeing a new high. We could go for a low, which is around 10 pips. This is actually not a good trade because there's just not enough juice. There's not enough pips in here. So I'm going to pass on this one. I'm not going to trade this. It's not worth the risk-reward ratio. If you see 10 pip frame, that, you know, just drop it. Unless you're really doing like a pinpointing some scalp or something for a short term, it's not worth the risk and the headaches and the management that you got to do. Okay, this is the dollar yen. Okay, it's got 15 up, 15 down on the 1 hour chart, so it is still not tradable. We might see that on the next session that we do around midnight Greenwich Mean Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That might be a good time for us to have a look at this chart again, and we might get a trade from there. All right, let's bring up the next one. Pound dollar. Pound dollar 1 hour chart. Okay, we got a very, very nice upward movement here. Around 90 pips for the last 8-9 hours, 8 to 10 hours. I would look for a retrace right now because you can see the resistance is right here. We're right on that resistance. It did bounce back up around 27 pips, but we might have an opportunity here to catch this on the downside for around 15-20 pips. You could do, you know, one of the things that you could do now is look for a breakout for the 20 pips up and put a stop loss for the 10 pips. Because it does look like it is trying to, again, you know, get higher highs all the time. That's your call. I think that it's a possibility, but it's also a possibility that we're going to see a small correction here for around, well, it's not going to be that much, is it? It's going to be around 10 pips. Let's bring up the 4 hour chart to see if we can get some supporting evidence. Yeah, that's a pretty strong support right here. We could see a drop around 30, 35 pips. Okay, I'm not aiming too high. Let the profit chaser actually do the work for you. So I'm going to place a sell, actually, okay, based on the 4 hour chart. Okay, and I'm not going to get greedy. I'm just going to go for, right now our spread is around 2.5, 3 pips, 2.2 pips. We'll wait for it. You know, we got to pay those the brokerage spreads, unfortunately. So we'll bring up. Let's do this one because we're doing a fairly long-term trade. It's not a scalp. going to make it 20,000 units, and we're going to look for 30 pips, which is 15 pips minus. We'll wait for it to come down. There we go. Submit 2.2 pips. So we got around 12.5 pips on the downside, which is okay. Let's bring up the next trade. Kiwi dollar. Kiwi dollar 1 hour chart should look like the Aussie, but you never know. Yeah. And 17, we could do a cross hedge. There is a downside probably for the 30 pip mark. Pretty strong resistance right here, 10 pips up. And let me just bring this up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's bring up the 1 day chart and see if we can get supporting evidence again. Yeah, 20 pips. We could look for a 30 pip on the downside. So let's go ahead and do that. So 30 pip on the downside. And the reason I'm doing a down because the Kiwi market is about to open up, so it should favor the downside. Okay, you got to understand a little bit of the timing behind all these currencies, and that'll be covered in Trading 103, which is coming up on Saturday and Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So if you join me in Google Plus on the Hangouts, just add plus Mike Methero on Google Plus and be sure to get invited. So we're going to go for 30 pips here on the downside. Okay, not greedy. Let the profit chaser do its work. Okay, and if we get tossed out, we get stopped on the stop loss. Well, hey, that's okay. It's part of the trading. Okay, you got to make sure that you manage your positions properly. I say that all the time. If you manage your positions properly, you're going to be on the upper hand if you're doing right the proper money management with 2-to-1 TPSL or better. All right, next one up, EuroCAD. And let's see if there's any requests on YouTube. USD CAD. All right, USD CAD. Let's bring that up. USD CAD 1 hour, we got 46 pips on one end and 58 pips on the other end. We could go for the upside right now. We got pretty strong support. Let's bring up the FAR chart, see if we can get some extra noogies. Yeah, we got both ends here. This will be a perfect setup for a hedge to get a great range trade. We can look for 40 pips up and around 40 pips down. Okay. One of the things that you can do is, remember, you don't want to shoot high. You don't want to go too high when you place your orders, because you want to make sure that the TPSL works for you and the actual money management part works for you. So we're going to do 20,000 units. Okay, and I'm going for 30 pips. Okay, we're at 2.7 pips, almost 3 pips on the spread. So that means there were around 12 pips on the actual stop loss, which is fine. So I'm going to do a submit plus, and I'm going to create that as sell and submit. And there's our two orders, USD CAD. Okay, and let's see if there's any other requests on YouTube. Okay. Kiwi yen. We're asked to do Kiwi yen. Let's bring up Kiwi yen. Kiwi yen, let's bring up 1 hour chart. We're 4 pips on the spread. Got around 50 pips on the down. We could go 30 pips on the down, 25 on the up. It does have a pretty strong support. Let's bring up the 4 hour chart and see if we get some. Now we might be looking at very strong resistance, 30 pips up. We could get around 17 pips. We shouldn't have an issue. Let's bring up 12 hour chart, see what that looks like. Okay, right now I'd favor the actual downside. Let's bring up a 1 day chart, see how that comes out. Yeah, not too much for the upside. I would look for around 35, 40 pips on the downside. You're not going to make a big trade out of that, but because the spread is a little bit high, you don't want to set your limit too high because the TPSL is 2 to 1. So placing it on a 40 pip limit, which is still okay, it's within the range that we're looking at getting realistically. You know, we got 4 pips on the spread, so that means that we only got 16 pip movement for the stop loss. That's, you know, you don't want it too tight. 40 is okay. If you were doing 30, that'd be really tight because you only got like 10 pips. So, you know, you need to have a look at the actual movements, the average bars, and you get all that information right on the chart as well. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that. There we go. Okay, let's see if there's any other requests. We're going to be back 7 p.m. Eastern Time, midnight Greenwich Mean Time. We're going to review these positions, what they look like, and we'll have a look at the next one. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you know whenever we put up the lessons on YouTube. And feel free to download this amazing platform. The link is right on top, traders-hideout.com. Add me on Google Plus if you'd want to be part of the panel of the traders that we bring on board here. And we shall see you on the next session. This is Mike Medero for Traders Hideout. May the profits be with you.